Yeah, because shoot, it was just growing and getting so big, uh, big back then and stuff and everything, and it's the point it's gotten to today is just unbelievable. So yeah, it is really really grown, wow, I believe really grown into something a lot bigger than I ever thought it would be. So.
Now, with the current wrestling, current WWE, do you keep up on current wrestling? Do you watch any current wrestling, or not really?
No, no. When some of the guys I knew got out, like when Shawn Michaels retired and everything, I hadn't watched because I just don't get into the product today. I mean, it's not like it was when I was growing up and all that, and it's changed so much. So.
That is for sure. I mean, you were in the golden era. Basically, you guys had all those larger-than-life stars. I feel like that's kind of a thing missing from wrestling today. You know, those awesome characters, those larger-than-life stars. You kind of agree with that with today's wrestling?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because the thing is now you have some guys come and go, and some guys that come that I've never heard of or never seen of before, and the next thing you know, they're gone and everything and stuff. And it's just back in the day there when you had the territories and guys could go from place to place and stuff, and that was a great thing when I started before the WWE came along and got so big and everything. Is you could go to different places and stuff and work, and people hadn't seen you and all that, but with everybody watching all the same TV all the time now, and you can only get so many guys and at one time and stuff, and when guys get wore out and stuff, you have to try to find new guys, or if guys get injured and try to replace them, and I just think it's a lot harder on them today than it was years ago.
Yeah, kind of going back to the WWF and your run there, obviously it lasted for a number of years. But you ended up breaking up with Nikolai. He ends up turning face. You guys end up feuding. Did you enjoy doing that feud? Did you think that was kind of the right timing for it and the right way to go with you guys splitting?
Yeah. Well, with what was happening with the country and stuff, with Gorbachev and Reagan and the wall coming down, I mean, Vince was really big on doing stuff that made sense that was going on with the news and all that stuff. So Soviet Union was falling apart, so it was time for the Bolsheviks to fall apart, and it all made sense because there was a story of the world, and he wanted to tell the story too in the wrestling world, that we were coming to the differences between Nikolai and myself and everything, and so. The timing and all that was right, and I can't blame Vince for doing that, because to have tried to keep up, the way it had been going, I don't think the people would have brought it as well, because the heat was going away, the wall was coming down, the Soviet Union wasn't going to be no more, so and that was the heat, and all that was going away, so it all came together like it was supposed to, I think.
Interesting thing, I know we've mentioned Rusev a little bit before, and obviously, Rusev and Lana were kind of the Russian couple. Now they're more the Bulgarian couple. But you think that, old school Vince would have had like Putin on TV or something, given how kind of a villain he has become to America?
Well, it hadn't been the same. I mean, the Russia today is not what the Russia was back then. I mean, you haven't had a Russian. I mean, the Soviet Union. I mean, the difference of the heat between the Soviet Union and the United States was brutal. I mean, you're talking about the old Russian leaders talking about burying the United States, or anybody that gets in their way, and they shot an American plane down. I mean, you can't get more heat than shooting an American plane down and stuff, and the heat that happened, with the Russians and stuff, and they're complaining with different things with Gorbachev and with the wall and all that stuff. I mean, it's just to me, it's two different Russias. The Russia today don't have half the heat that we did then.
Now, going back to, 91 in the WWF, you end up leaving the WWF. Obviously, you were doing a lot of jobs or you were kind of on a little bit of a losing streak there. But did you want to leave? Was your contract up? What was the status of why you left the WWF in 91?
Well, basically the end of the story. I mean, the Russian thing was come to a close. I think he would like to have got me into doing something else, and I didn't want to do nothing else. I didn't want to change gimmicks, and Nikolai was doing the babyface thing, and that was okay with him for that and stuff. But I didn't want to completely drop the Russian gimmick and do something else. And it's just like it was in the old days. You go into territories, and you have a time that you work that territory, and then the time comes for you to leave. And it was time for me to leave there, so I ended up doing a year or so of independence and stuff and everything, and then with the regular territories all closing up because Vince had taken over most of the television markets and stuff, I looked at to just phasing out of the business and then just doing stuff here and there because the territories. Basically Vince told us before WrestleMania of 1990. There's not many places else to go, guys. I mean, he was taking over all the television markets. Promotions were closing up left and right. And the day of the territories was gone. And I saw the writing on the wall, and I looked down the road about just getting out of the business because I knew it wasn't going to be here, and it faded away.